Every morning is war, not with the world, but with yourself. The weak version of you wants comfort, excuses, and delay. But the version that wins, the version that builds an unshakable life, hears this voice, gets up, and dominates the day. If you're ready to level up your life, then burn this message into your brain every single morning. Let's begin. Please help spread this ancient wisdom to more people. Hit subscribe, smash the like button, and drop a comment below. It's just one click. These thoughts could inspire or help someone else on their journey. Together, we can make a difference. Number 1, stop waiting, start moving. You've waited long enough. You've sat in silence, hoping for the perfect moment. You've convinced yourself that you're not ready, that you need more time, more clarity, more courage. But let me break it to you with the force of truth you've been avoiding. There is no perfect moment. There never was. There never will be. And every second you spend hesitating is a second you're throwing your life away. Stop waiting, start moving. Now. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel better. Not when everything makes sense. Now. Because while you're overthinking, someone else is out there grinding. While you're sitting with your fears and your doubts and your what-ifs, someone else is making decisions, taking action, changing their damn life. You don't have time to wait. You think you do, but you don't. Time is bleeding from you, leaking out of your days while you scroll, while you procrastinate, while you convince yourself that being cautious is being smart. It's not. It's weakness in disguise. It's fear pretending to be logic. You think playing it safe protects you. It doesn't. It cages you. You weren't built for a cage. You were built for war, for momentum, for movement. You're meant to shake the ground when you walk. You're meant to burn the hesitation right out of your bones and charge into the fire. But you've forgotten. You've been lulled to sleep by comfort and comparison and the lie that life will eventually hand you a map. It won't. Nobody's coming to save you. No one is going to knock on your door and give you permission. That moment you're waiting for, the breakthrough, the opportunity, the green light from the universe, it doesn't exist. You create it with movement, with force, with action. That's how lives are built. By people who stopped asking for permission and started taking control. You want to level up? Then stop pretending you're stuck. You're not stuck, you're scared. And that's okay. Fear is human, but bowing to it, that's a choice. And it's a choice that will poison your life if you don't break it right now. You cannot keep postponing your power. You cannot keep delaying your dreams because you're waiting for the stars to align. They never will. You align yourself through decisions, through momentum, through getting up, stepping forward, and refusing to waste one more second of the life you were given. Stop waiting. Start moving. Feel the urgency in your chest. That pressure, that voice screaming at you to do something, be something, move, listen to it. That's not anxiety. That's your potential begging to be let out. You're sitting on fire and pretending it's not burning. But it is. It's destroying you from the inside out because you weren't made to stay still. You weren't made to live in neutral. You weren't made to rot in your comfort zone. Movement is your cure. Action is your medicine. You've got ideas. You've got goals. You've got that vision of yourself that keeps showing up in your imagination. Stronger, bolder, relentless. But you'll never meet that person unless you start moving. You have to become them through motion, through risk, through repeated effort, through getting punched in the mouth by life and standing up anyway. That's where growth lives, not in your thoughts, in your steps, in your decisions, in the brutal, beautiful chaos of forward motion. You want to feel powerful? Then act powerful. You want confidence? Then do the hard thing, scared. You want change? Then move before you're ready. You're going to screw up. You're going to fall. That's the deal. But every step you take is a blade slicing through the paralysis that's been suffocating you. Movement is liberation. Movement is freedom. Movement is power. And it's yours. Right now. Not when you feel better. Not when you've planned everything out. Now. You've been given a life. One shot. One window. And you're wasting it, waiting for clarity. But clarity is earned through movement, through mistakes, through doing. You won't figure it all out before you start. You'll figure it out because you started. That's the secret nobody wants to tell you. That's the difference between winners and talkers. The winners don't wait for all the answers. They move and they learn as they go. You've got the strength, you've got the potential. What you lack is permission. And I'm telling you right now, you don't need it. You never did. You are the permission. You are the green light. You are the signal. You are the catalyst. And if you don't move now, you'll look back one day and hate yourself for it. For the wasted years, for the dreams you buried, for the courage you refused to claim. Don't let that happen. Don't become a cautionary tale. Become a force. Move like your life depends on it, because it does. Every great transformation begins with one thing: motion. The willingness to move even when your knees are shaking, even when your heart is pounding, even when the fear is deafening. You move anyway. That's how you take your power back. That's how you change your story. That's how you level up. Stop waiting. Start moving. Right now. Number 2, build discipline like a fortress. Discipline isn't some cute habit you work on when you feel like it. It's not optional. It's not flexible. Discipline is the wall between the life you're living and the life you're capable of. And if you ever want to level up, really level up, you need to build that wall like your survival depends on it. Because it does. Discipline is a fortress. It's your only defense against the chaos of the world and the weakness inside you. Without it, you are exposed, vulnerable, soft. You get knocked around by your emotions. You say you'll do something, then don't. You rely on motivation, and motivation dies the second life gets hard. But discipline survives everything. It shows up when you don't feel like it. It works when you're tired. It doesn't ask for comfort or applause or approval. It just executes. That's why you build it. Because the day will come when life punches you in the face, when everything feels impossible, when fear wraps itself around your chest and whispers, "You can't do this." And in that moment, you don't need inspiration. You need structure. You need an inner code, non-negotiable, absolute, immovable. You need discipline, the kind that's carved into your bones, the kind that turns chaos into order, the kind that builds unshakable confidence, not from empty words, but from proof. From the work you do in the dark, from the brutal, daily commitment to your future. And that doesn't happen by accident. You have to choose it every single day. Especially when it hurts, especially when no one's watching, especially when you'd rather do anything else. That's the war. That's the grind. But if you win that war, you become terrifying. You become the kind of person who says, "I'll do it," and does. You become the kind of person people can't ignore because they see the steel in your eyes. They feel the weight of your word. They know you don't bend. That kind of power, that kind of presence, it's built with discipline. With mornings that start before the sun, with reps that don't stop at tired, with a mind that refuses to negotiate with weakness. You want that kind of life? Then stop waiting for permission. Build the damn fortress. Stack the bricks. Each one a decision, each one a sacrifice, each one a middle finger to the soft voice inside you that says, "Just take it easy today." You kill that voice. You bury it beneath your routine, because your routine is your foundation, not your mood. Not your circumstances, your structure. That's what saves you. That's what carries you when the fire comes. Because it will. You will fail. You will fall. You will feel pain. But if you've built the fortress, you won't crumble. You'll absorb the hit. You'll take a breath and you'll move forward. Because your discipline won't let you stay down. That's the level you need. The level where discipline becomes your identity. Not something you do, something you are. A weapon, a shield, a code. People will try to understand it. They'll ask, "Why are you so intense? Why don't you just relax?" Because they've never built anything real. They've never felt the fire of purpose. But you will. If you stay in the fight, if you commit to the craft, if you decide right now that you're done living by emotion, you're done living by excuses, you're done with potential, and you're ready to become unstoppable, then you'll build it, block by block, day by day, until one morning you wake up and realize you don't chase discipline anymore. It lives in you. It breathes in you. It drives you. And the world sees it. They see the consistency, the resilience, the hunger, and they don't question your power because your results speak louder than their opinions ever could. That's what you're after. A life that's earned, a legacy built on action. But it all starts with discipline. Not once, not sometimes, every damn day. Especially when it's hard. Especially when it's quiet, especially when no one claps. You show up, you put in the work, you live by your code, and you never ever negotiate with weakness again. That's how you level up. That's how you rise. That's how you become the kind of person who doesn't flinch in the storm, because they built the fortress before the sky turned dark. So build it relentlessly, ferociously, without compromise. Make your discipline the most powerful thing about you, and nothing, absolutely nothing, will ever stand in your way again. Number 3, cut out the poison. If you're serious about leveling up your life, then you need to face this brutal truth right now. You are being poisoned. Not maybe, not someday, right now. And if you don't cut it out, if you don't rip it out at the root, you will never rise, you will never evolve. You'll be stuck in the same loop, chasing goals with a weight around your neck and wondering why nothing changes. You know what I'm talking about. The things you let into your mind, the people you allow in your circle, the garbage you consume with your eyes and ears every single day, every toxic whisper that tells you to settle, every distraction that keeps you numb, every low-standard relationship that drains your soul. It's poison. And the terrifying part? You've gotten used to it. It's in your system now, it's comfortable, it's familiar. And that's the most dangerous kind of poison, the one that wears the mask of normal. But I'm not here to let you stay comfortable. I'm not here to let you coast. I'm here to shake you, to wake you, to make you see that your life depends on what you cut. You can't build a powerful, focused, disciplined life while feeding yourself junk. You can't climb while holding hands with people who want to stay on the ground. You can't evolve when you're surrounded by voices that whisper self-doubt, envy, bitterness, gossip, fear. You must cut the poison, immediately, without mercy, without explanation, without hesitation, because poison doesn't care if you're a good person. It doesn't care if you have dreams. It will rot your ambition from the inside. It will make your goals taste bitter. It will make your path feel impossible. And it will convince you that mediocrity is safety. Don't fall for that lie. You were not born for average. You were born for fire, for growth, for greatness. But to become that version of yourself, the one people fear, the one they can't ignore, you need clarity. You need focus. And you will never have it until you clear the toxins. If someone disrespects your path, they're poison. If someone mocks your discipline, they're poison. If someone tries to drag you back into who you used to be, they're poison. And if you keep them around, you're not loyal, you're weak. And weakness has no place in the life you claim you want. If you scroll endlessly through meaningless drama, if you drown in the opinions of strangers, if you consume content that leaves you feeling empty, confused, angry, it's poison. And if you let it in every day, what do you think you'll become? You think you can feed your mind filth and still build something clean? Impossible. You become what you consume. You absorb what surrounds you. So if your circle, your content, your habits are filled with toxicity, how can you expect peace, power, or purpose to grow there? You can't. And here's where personal responsibility comes in. You allowed it. You kept the doors open. You made excuses. You said it's not that bad, or I've known them forever, or I just do it to relax. No more. That's over now. If you're listening to this, it means you're ready. Ready to become unrecognizable. Ready to burn the bridges that lead back to weakness. Ready to become the kind of person who guards their mind like a fortress. Because if you don't, you will lose this war. And make no mistake, this is war. A war for your attention, your focus, your future, your identity. And the enemy is subtle. It doesn't come charging at you with swords. It seeps in quietly, in the background, in the scroll, in the silence of the company you keep, and it kills slowly. But when you cut it, ruthlessly, intentionally, everything changes. You feel it in your chest, the fog lifts, your energy returns, your hunger sharpens, your vision clears. Suddenly there's space. Space to think, space to move, space to become who you were always meant to be. And yes, it'll be uncomfortable. Yes, it'll be lonely, you'll question it, you'll feel the pull to go back. But that's the test. That's the fire you have to walk through. And if you can endure it, if you can stay firm when everything in you wants to cave, you will rise with a strength that nothing can touch. You will become untouchable. Because you'll no longer be fueled by garbage. You'll be clean, focused, dangerous. And the world won't know what to do with you. They'll sense it, they'll feel it in the way you speak, in the way you walk, in the way you enter a room without seeking approval. Because you'll no longer be full of poison, you'll be full of purpose. So today, right now, you make the decision. Cut the noise, cut the excuses, cut the people who drain you, cut the content that weakens you, cut anything that doesn't serve your mission. Do it cold, do it fast. Do it like your future depends on it, because it does. This is not about feeling good. This is about leveling up your entire life. This is about becoming the kind of person who doesn't tolerate mediocrity in any form. You don't rise by playing nice with poison. You rise by cutting it, burying it, and never looking back. You want to level up? Start by cleaning house. A strong life cannot be built on a toxic foundation. You purge what's weak so what's powerful can grow. No apologies, no permission, just fire, just clarity, just the ruthless pursuit of who you are meant to become. So cut it all, burn it down, and rise from the ashes, cleaner, sharper, stronger. You'll thank yourself every damn day you didn't hesitate. Number 4, show up ruthlessly, especially when you don't feel like it. When you don't feel like it, that's exactly when it matters most. That's the moment that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary, the weak from the relentless, the quitters from the legends. Everyone can show up when it's easy. Everyone can be consistent when they're motivated. But if you want a life that turns heads, if you want to level up so far that people don't even recognize who you are anymore, then you better learn to show up ruthlessly. Especially when every fiber of your body is screaming for comfort. The days you don't feel like it are the days that build the real you, not the polished version on your best day. No, the real you is forged in the fire of resistance. When your body aches, when your mind doubts, when your heart feels heavy, when life punches you in the gut, that's when you either rise or you rot. And there's no in between. You either conquer that voice in your head that says, stay in bed, take it easy, skip it today, or you let that voice run your life. And if that voice runs your life, you will always stay small. You will always be a watered-down version of who you could have been. You'll live in regret. You'll drown in excuses. You'll watch others pass you by and wonder why it's so easy for them. It's not easy for them. They just show up anyway. They've made a vow to honor their goals, even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. Because they understand what you need to understand right now. Consistency without compromise is the only way to rise. Discipline isn't about how you feel, it's about who you've decided to be. And if you've truly decided to become someone exceptional, then how you feel on any given morning is irrelevant. Feelings are liars, comfort is a traitor, excuses are assassins, and if you don't go to war with all three, they will rob you blind. They will murder your progress in silence. You'll blame circumstances, timing, people, but it was you. You didn't show up when it counted. And deep down, you know that. That feeling of guilt, that gnawing sensation in your chest, it's the consequence of self-betrayal. It's the cost of ignoring your potential. But that can end now. You can flip the script. You can decide that from this moment forward, how you feel is not the deciding factor. Your mission is, your purpose is, your standard is. Show up when it's hard, show up when it's boring. Show up when no one's watching. Show up when your mind is foggy, your back is aching, your heart is broken. Because that's where greatness is born, in the places no one else wants to go. That's where you build the kind of mental toughness that makes people whisper when you walk into a room. They won't understand how you did it. They'll call it talent. They'll say you're lucky, but you'll know the truth. You bled for this. You showed up through storms, through heartbreak, through doubt. You kept going when every part of you said stop. That's not luck. That's not talent. That's war. And you won. You fought through every "I don't feel like it" and came out on the other side with results that terrified people who took the easy path. Because the world respects discipline. The world bows to those who keep their word, especially to themselves. So when the alarm goes off and your body says no, stand up anyway. When the weight of your problems tells you to stay down, push back anyway. When no one believes in you, when you feel invisible, when your mind is screaming that you're not enough, show up anyway. Not just physically. Show up with presence. Show up with fire. Show up with intent. Burn through the resistance like your future depends on it, because it does. Your dream life doesn't come to those who kind of tried. It doesn't visit those who occasionally show up. It rewards the relentless, the unreasonable, the obsessed, the ones who move forward when motivation dies, the ones who live by a code that says, I don't stop when it's hard, I start there. You need to become that person, that unstoppable force, that rock that nothing moves. You need to become your own standard, not your mood, not your fears, not your friends, not your followers. You decide what you're about and then live it with ruthless consistency. You do that, and your life will change so violently, so drastically, that people will swear you're not the same person. And they'll be right. Because every time you showed up when it was hard, a piece of the old you died. And every piece that died made room for the new you, the disciplined, focused, powerful version that refuses to bow to weakness. This is how you win. This is how you separate. This is how you rise. You show up ruthlessly, especially when you don't feel like it. Especially then, because that's when it matters most. Number 5, own every second of your day. Every second you let slip through your fingers is a second you'll never get back. And that should make your blood boil. Because this isn't just about time. This is about your life. This is about power. And if you're not owning every second of your day, you are surrendering your life piece by piece without even realizing it. You're giving away the one thing you can never get more of, time. Time is not neutral. It doesn't sit quietly while you procrastinate, while you scroll endlessly, while you avoid the hard conversations, the hard decisions, the hard work. Time moves, with or without you. It doesn't care how tired you are. It doesn't care if you're unmotivated. It doesn't care about your mood, your excuses, your story. It's gone. Every second is either building your legacy or burying it. That's the brutal truth. And if you're not waking up every single morning with a war cry in your chest and a plan in your hands, then what the hell are you doing? If you're not protecting your time like your life depends on it, then don't be shocked when your life becomes something you don't even recognize. Owning every second of your day means walking like a soldier through every hour with precision, intent, and fire. It means no more wasted mornings, no more mindless distractions, no more hiding behind comfort or blaming time when it's really your lack of discipline that's the problem. You don't need more hours, you need more ownership. Because time is never your enemy. Lack of direction is, laziness is, indecision is, distraction is. Own your hours or they will own you. They will fill themselves with garbage, other people's agendas, social media noise, shallow conversations, meaningless tasks that feel like motion but lead nowhere. And suddenly your life becomes this blur of activity with no results, no depth, no growth. That's what happens when you live passively. When you float. When you let time push you around instead of grabbing it by the throat and making it work for you. You think success happens by accident? You think transformation just appears? You think the best version of you is going to show up one day unannounced? No, it shows up when you do. It shows up when you take responsibility for every minute of your life. It shows up when you schedule your priorities, not when you prioritize your distractions. It shows up when you wake up and stop living like you've got unlimited time. You don't. You don't know how many more mornings you get. You don't know how many more days you have to get it right. So act like it matters. Act like your time is sacred. Because it is. Every second you own adds up to the person you become. And you need to become someone the world doesn't forget. That starts now. That starts with how you walk into your day, how you speak to yourself, how you handle interruptions, temptations, delays, setbacks. That starts with cutting out the garbage, internally and externally, and committing to absolute clarity. What matters most today? What moves the needle? What must be done no matter how you feel? That's what ownership looks like. It's not glamorous. It's not Instagrammable. It's ruthless. It's relentless. It's the quiet, gritty, daily war you wage against wasted time and wasted potential. And if you think you can get away with just winging it, then prepare to stay stuck. Prepare to watch your life get hijacked by everyone who has a stronger vision than you do. That's what happens when you don't own your time. Someone else will. Your boss will, your notifications will, your fears will, your weaknesses will. You'll be pulled in 100 different directions until you've spent a decade running in circles and calling it life. That's not life. That's survival. That's spiritual poverty. And it ends today. You want to level up your life? Then take command of your time like a general on a battlefield. Know what matters. Eliminate what doesn't. Stop negotiating with the clock. It's not your friend, it's your mirror. It reflects back who you are, minute by minute. Are you disciplined? Are you decisive? Are you aligned? Or are you distracted, reactive, lazy, lost? Look at your schedule. It tells the truth. Look at how you spend your mornings. Look at what you do when no one's watching. That's who you are. Not your dreams, not your talk, not your intentions. Time is where truth lives. So start living like someone who's done making excuses. Start moving like someone who's done wasting potential. Start thinking like someone who's on a mission and every second counts. Because it does. This isn't about being busy. This is about being obsessed with alignment, with purpose, with execution, with making your life reflect the fire inside you. You're not here to coast. You're not here to merely exist. You're here to dominate your space, to leave a legacy, to build something unshakable. But that only happens when you show the hell up. Every hour, every minute, every second. No gaps, no excuses, no passengers, just ownership. Ruthless, relentless, unapologetic ownership. You want to be great? Then live like it, work like it, plan like it, move like it. Because your dreams are dying in the gaps between your decisions. Fill those gaps, lock in, lock down, own every second of your day, and you'll own your life. Please help spread this ancient wisdom to more people. Hit subscribe, smash the like button, and drop a comment below. It's just one click. These thoughts could inspire or help someone else on their journey. Together, we can make a difference. Number 6, surround yourself with fire. If you want to level up your life, there is one truth you cannot escape. The people around you are either gasoline or water to your fire. There is no middle ground. They're either setting you on fire with energy, purpose, and drive, or they're dousing your ambition with doubt, distraction, and mediocrity. And if you think you can build a legendary life while staying surrounded by people who play small, who whine, who coast, who fear change, you're already defeated. You cannot run with lions if you spend your nights crawling with sheep. You cannot rise if you're constantly tethered to anchors who are afraid of the sky. You must surround yourself with fire, with people who burn for something, people who wake up hungry, people who push you so hard you start questioning your own comfort, people who remind you what it feels like to want something so bad it keeps you up at night. Because let's be real, too many of you are living in circles that are killing your ambition in slow motion. You're absorbing the energy of small thinkers, comfort seekers, victims. And the worst part is, you're starting to sound like them. You're starting to lower your standards to match their fears. You're starting to shrink, compromise, hesitate, not because you lost your edge, but because you surrounded yourself with people who never had one to begin with. And that should piss you off. That should wake you up. You only get one life, and you're letting other people's weakness infect your potential? You're letting their laziness define your limits? You think that's acceptable? No. Hell no. This is your life. This is your fire. And if you want to level up, then you need to start protecting your energy like it's your lifeline. Because it is. You need to cut ties with mediocrity, even when it wears the face of old friends, family, or the person you've been for far too long. This isn't about arrogance. This is about survival. This is about evolution. You can't evolve in an environment that rewards weakness and punishes growth. You can't evolve when everyone around you is more committed to comfort than greatness. You can't evolve if every time you speak about your vision, they look at you like you're crazy. Good. Let them look. Let them laugh. Let them doubt. That's your signal. That's your proof. You're in the wrong circle. You need to find the fire. You need to be around people who make you uncomfortable in the best way. People who challenge your excuses. People who hold you accountable. People who raise the standard every damn day. People who make you feel like you're not doing enough. Not to shame you, but to remind you of what you're capable of. You need to seek out those who are obsessed with growth, addicted to progress, allergic to mediocrity. Because their energy will infect you. Their discipline will shame your laziness. Their hunger will reignite your own. And suddenly, you'll find yourself leveling up, not because someone handed you the map, but because the environment demanded your rise. This is what it means to surround yourself with fire. to get close to the heat, to let the intensity of other people's purpose burn away your excuses. That's where transformation begins. That's when you become unrecognizable. But don't think this is easy. It's not. It requires courage, it requires sacrifice, it requires that you walk away from the familiar, no matter how long you've lived in it, and into the flames of discomfort and challenge. It requires you to break away from the dead weight, from the drama, from the emotional vampires and time thieves who pretend to care but secretly hope you fail so they don't have to face their own lack of effort. You have to walk through that fire, and you have to do it willingly, because once you've tasted what it feels like to be surrounded by excellence, you'll never go back. You'll never again tolerate the low energy, low standard, low vibe world you once settled for. And when you're surrounded by fire, real fire, it changes you. It rewires your brain, it hardens your mindset, it sharpens your discipline. You start operating with a different frequency. You start waking up earlier, training harder, working longer, not because someone told you to, but because your new circle demands it. Because greatness is the baseline, not the exception. That's what fire does. It refines, it purifies, it destroys weakness and gives birth to power. And you need that. You need people in your life who hold a mirror to your excuses and say, that's not good enough. You need people who refuse to let you settle. You need people who intimidate you, who challenge your thinking, who demand more from you than you've ever demanded from yourself. That's how you grow. That's how you evolve. That's how you level the hell up. So if you're serious about changing your life, then take a hard look around you. Who are you listening to? Who are you spending time with? Who are you allowing into your energy field? Are they lifting you or draining you? Are they pushing you or pulling you down? Are they lighting you up or slowly putting out your flame? The answers matter more than you think, because you are not just the product of your habits, you are the product of your environment. And if you want to become someone the world takes seriously, someone who commands their destiny, someone who lives a life of fire and purpose and dominance, then you better make damn sure you're surrounded by people who do the same. Anything less is self-sabotage. Anything less is a slow death. Surround yourself with fire, or prepare to burn out alone. That's the choice. And the clock is ticking. Number 7. Get addicted to progress, not perfection. Perfection is the great lie that ruins lives. It's the silent killer of momentum. The invisible prison that keeps people frozen, overthinking, procrastinating, doubting, comparing, stuck in a cycle of never starting because they're afraid to be less than flawless. Let me be blunt. If you're chasing perfection, you're not chasing progress. You're chasing a fantasy, a ghost, a mirage that will leave you empty, frustrated, and dangerously behind. This isn't just about goals. This is about your life. And if you wait until you're ready, until it's perfect, until everything looks just right, you're going to waste years. You're going to miss your window. You're going to look back and realize you let your fear of imperfection rob you of greatness. That should make your blood boil. You should feel a fire rising up in your chest right now. Because time doesn't wait. Life doesn't slow down so you can prepare endlessly. The battlefield doesn't pause while you tweak and fine-tune. The world moves, and if you're not moving with it, you're already losing. Perfection is the addiction of the weak. It's a cover for fear. It's a justification for hesitation. And if you want to level up, if you want to live a life that demands respect, you need to kill that addiction right now and replace it with something stronger, something relentless. Progress. Progress is raw. It's messy. It's full of mistakes and missteps and trial by fire. But progress is real. Progress is power. Progress is movement. And movement is the only thing that changes your life. You need to fall in love with that process. The grind, the grit, the small wins, the uncomfortable steps forward. You need to get obsessed with momentum, not mastery. With showing up, not showing off. With doing the work instead of trying to make it look perfect. Because the truth is, no one remembers how perfect you were. They remember how relentless you were. They remember your consistency, your fire, your refusal to quit. That's what leaves a mark. That's what builds a legacy. So stop trying to sculpt some flawless image of yourself. Stop editing your life like it's a photo shoot. Start living like your life depends on every single action you take, because it does. You think it's okay to wait until tomorrow? You think it's okay to delay one more day because it's not quite right? Then you've already lost, because every second you waste in hesitation, someone else is out there bleeding, sweating, sacrificing, improving, and they're gonna pass you. They're gonna outwork you. They're gonna own the opportunities you were too scared to reach for because it wasn't perfect yet. That's the harsh truth. And it should hurt. It should jolt you awake. This is war, and in war you move or you die. You grow or you rot. You push forward or you get buried. Get addicted to that forward motion. Get addicted to the feeling of getting stronger every single day. Even when it's ugly. Especially when it's ugly, because that's where the magic happens. In the chaos, in the dirt, in the failures and the learning and the rebuilding. That's where you forge the kind of person who refuses to be stopped. The kind of person who terrifies mediocrity. The kind of person who doesn't ask for permission to move forward, they just move. You want a powerful life? Then start doing powerful things. And powerful things aren't perfect. They're uncomfortable, they're difficult, they're filled with uncertainty, but they are real, they are alive. They make you better, day by day, inch by inch, brick by brick. You build that foundation through action, through courage, through the discipline of progress over perfection. You need to become allergic to perfection. Every time it whispers to you, wait, hold off, make it better first, you need to shut it down with violent energy, with movement, with execution. Because you know it's lying to you. It's trying to seduce you into comfort. It's trying to make you soft. Don't let it. Cut it off at the root. Replace it with a hunger so ferocious that all you care about is forward. Not fame, not polish, not validation, just forward. You want to level up? Then look at yourself in the mirror and make a decision. Not someday. Not when it's perfect. Right now. Decide you will show up today stronger than you did yesterday. Decide you will outgrow your fears one action at a time. Decide you will not be ruled by the illusion of perfection anymore. Decide that from this moment forward, you are addicted to progress. Because progress is what builds momentum. Progress is what crushes fear. Progress is what transforms your identity. That's how you become unstoppable. That's how you silence doubt. That's how you make your life undeniable. Stop waiting for perfect. Start moving toward powerful. Progress is your new obsession. Burn that into your soul. Number 8, face pain head on. It's the only way out. Pain is not the enemy. Running from it is. You want to level up your life? Then stop dodging the very thing that was designed to shape you into something dangerous. Pain is the furnace. Pain is the blacksmith. Pain is the brutal, merciless teacher that separates the average from the extraordinary. And if you're not willing to face it, if you keep hiding, distracting, numbing, pretending, then understand this right now. You are delaying your own greatness. You are postponing the very breakthrough you claim to be hungry for. And no one, not your parents, not your friends, not your coach, not your goddamn therapist, is going to face that pain for you. This is yours. This is personal. And the longer you wait, the deeper the wound festers. The more you avoid it, the more it eats you alive from the inside out. You want to get free? Then you've got to turn around, stare that monster in the eyes, and walk straight into the fire. Cry if you have to, bleed if you must, but don't you dare turn your back on it again. Because every time you do, you give it more power. Pain doesn't go away because you ignore it. It grows, it multiplies, it becomes your personality, your patterns, your prison. But the moment you stand your ground, the moment you say, I'm done running, I'm done hiding, let's go, that's the moment everything starts to shift. Because pain is a test. It's a gatekeeper. It stands between you and every level you haven't reached yet. And it's not going to let cowards pass. You want a stronger body? Prepare to hurt. You want mental clarity? Get ready to sit with the chaos. You want peace? You better be willing to make war with every demon in your past. There is no shortcut, no hack, no detour. There is only through. Through the darkness, through the trauma, through the heartbreak, the failure, the humiliation. And the only ones who come out on the other side? The ones who don't flinch. The ones who grit their teeth and say, come on, hit me again. I'm still standing. You have to stop seeing pain as a curse and start understanding it as a crucible. This is where your character is forged. This is where all the weakness you've been coddling gets burned out of you. This is where you stop being soft and start becoming someone who doesn't break. Not because they've never been hurt, but because they've been broken 100 times and came back sharper, harder, clearer. You have to earn that. You don't just get to wake up one day with emotional strength, you build it, and the foundation is pain. The foundation is walking into the things that terrify you, the conversations you've been avoiding, the truth about yourself you haven't wanted to face, the guilt, the shame, the fear, the insecurity. It all comes to the surface when you stop running, and it has to, because until you face it, it controls you. You think you're in charge. You think you're making decisions, but it's all just pain steering the wheel. Pain is why you stay small. Pain is why you snap at the people you love. Pain is why you quit when things get hard. Pain is why you binge, lie, sabotage, delay, and you'll keep doing it until you decide you're done being owned by it. So be done. Draw the line, dig into the wound, open it wide, and stare at everything you've been too afraid to feel. Because when you do, when you finally let it in, it loses its grip. It screams, it thrashes, but it dies. And what's left in its place is something terrifyingly powerful. A version of you that's no longer afraid to suffer. A version of you that doesn't avoid pressure but hunts it down. A version of you that terrifies weakness because you've been to hell and refused to die there. That's what pain gives you, if you let it. But most people never will. Most people stay addicted to comfort their whole lives. They mask the pain with distractions, addictions, fake smiles, fake confidence. They act tough, but crumble when things get real. Don't be most people. Be dangerous. Be the kind of person who wakes up and says, whatever pain today throws at me, I'm ready. I'm built for this. Because that mindset, that unshakable willingness to face pain head on, is what separates legends from everyone else. You don't need to be fearless. You need to be more committed than you are afraid. You don't need to have all the answers. You need the courage to keep walking through the fire, even when you don't. Pain will meet you again and again. That's not the problem. The problem is whether you meet it with weakness or with war. Make your choice. Face it now or be a prisoner forever. Face it now or watch your dreams rot in the graveyard of could have. Face it now or die slowly with your excuses wrapped around your neck. There's no hiding place, no safe zone. You want to level up? Then prove it. Step into the pain, own it, feel it, grow through it, because the only way out is through. And the strongest version of you is waiting on the other side. Number 9, kill the old version of you every morning. Every morning you wake up, you are faced with a decision so powerful, so dangerous, that most people run from it their entire lives. It is the decision to either rise from your bed as the same person you were yesterday, chained to the same doubts, the same excuses, the same weakness, or to kill that version of yourself without mercy. Let me be clear. Leveling up your life demands a kind of savagery most people will never dare to access. It requires that you slaughter the old version of you every single morning without hesitation. The one who procrastinates, the one who hesitates, the one who flinches at challenge, that person is your enemy. That version of you is the anchor dragging your future down into the grave. And every day you let them live, they sabotage your greatness. So kill them. Kill them with action. Kill them with precision. Kill them with a relentless pursuit of who you're becoming. You don't need more time, you need more intensity. You don't need to ease into it, you need to rip the weakness out of your chest and crush it. Because if you don't destroy the old you, they will destroy everything you could have been. You think it's a small compromise to sleep in, to scroll a little longer, to skip one more workout, but it's not. Every one of those choices is a weapon the old you uses to win. And if you don't fight back, you lose. Not someday, today. That's the weight of this truth. That's the gravity of what's on the line. You are not battling the world, you are battling your past. And if you don't kill the old version of you, they will quietly kill your future. You must wake up and go to war with who you were yesterday. Not out of hate, but out of love for the person you are becoming. The one who demands more. The one who refuses to tolerate mediocrity. The one who is done explaining, done waiting, done hoping. That version of you is forged in the fire of discipline, and the fire is hottest in the morning. That's when your mind is weakest, That's when the old you speaks loudest. That's when the temptation to stay the same is at its peak. And that's exactly why you must strike then. You have to get out of bed and move like your future depends on it, because it does. You have to create momentum before the world even wakes up. Because if you don't take control of your energy in the morning, you hand the reins over to the weaker parts of you. And those parts will run your day straight into the ground. You must become the kind of person who treats comfort like poison, who treats excuses like disease, who wakes up with fire in their gut and rage in their chest because they refuse to be held hostage by their past self for another second. You want to know how winners operate? They don't beg for change. They become change, and they do it by killing yesterday's self every single morning and refusing to resurrect that weakness. You must burn the old you at the altar of progress. Not symbolically, literally, with action, with new habits, with words and behaviors and standards that leave no trace of who you were. You must look at your reflection and say, that person is gone. I buried them at sunrise. I will never see them again. And then you go out into the world and make it true. You move with discipline. You speak with conviction. You live with intensity. Because if you hesitate, if you slip, if you give the old you even one breath of life, they will crawl back. They will smile. They will whisper that it's okay to rest, that it's okay to settle, that you've done enough. And the second you believe them, you lose. You slide backward into the person you swore you'd outgrow. And that is a death far more painful than change. So don't give them that power. Take it back. With your fists, with your fire, with your focus. You are not here to repeat yesterday. You are here to destroy it. You are here to evolve so violently that the person you used to be couldn't survive in the same room as you. You are here to terrify the old you, to make them regret ever existing. You are here to become a new version of yourself so many times that your past doesn't even recognize you anymore. That is what leveling up really means. It's not a goal. It's not a checklist. It's a war. And every morning is a battlefield. So I ask you, when you open your eyes tomorrow, will you let yesterday's version of you walk again, or will you end them right there in that bed and rise as someone better? Someone sharper, someone stronger, someone so focused the world has to keep up or get out of the way. You choose, but you better understand the clock doesn't care. The world doesn't care. In your dreams, they're dying while you delay. So kill the old you. Do it early, do it often, do it without apology, because the future is coming fast, and only the ruthless will meet it head-on. We have more interesting videos about Stoicism and the way of life. If you want to watch a video about how to build a mind so strong it terrifies people, please click link above in the video. If you like the video, or you don't want to miss further videos about Stoicism, please subscribe. Number 10. Act like the person you want to become. If you want to change your life, there's one truth you need to hammer into your soul right now. You don't become the person you dream of by waiting. You become that person by acting like them before you ever feel ready, before you have it, before you earn it. You want to level up your life? You want to rise, dominate, and step into a version of yourself so powerful the world has no choice but to respect it? Then stop playing small. Stop waiting for permission. Stop hesitating, second-guessing, analyzing every move until the moment passes you by. You need to act like the person you want to become. And you need to do it now. You need to carry yourself like someone who already is. Because identity is not found, it's forged. Every move you make is casting a vote for the person you're becoming. You either vote for the future you, the one who's unstoppable, bold, built for greatness, or you vote for the weak version of yourself, the one you swore you'd outgrow. There is no middle ground. There is no pause button. Life doesn't care about your confusion. It only sees what you do. Every time you hesitate, you reinforce the lie that you're not ready. Every time you hold back, you train yourself to fail. Every time you say, maybe tomorrow, you kill the momentum that could have saved you. You want to be confident? Move like someone who is. You want to be respected? Speak like someone who demands it. You want to be successful? Think, act, and live like someone who has already earned it. Because the brutal truth is, no one believes in you until you do. No one takes you seriously until you do. And that means you have to lead yourself when no one else will. That means you have to act with discipline when no one's watching. That means you have to walk into every room like you belong there, even if your knees are shaking. Because if you wait for the confidence to come before you act, you'll be waiting forever. Confidence is not what fuels action. Action is what fuels confidence. Do you get that? Do you feel that truth burning in your chest? Because if you don't, you're still asleep. And life is going to tear you apart until you wake up. You've been conditioned to think your environment determines who you are. It doesn't. You do. You shape your reality by the way you show up, every day, every hour. You could wake up tomorrow and carry yourself like a leader, like a warrior, like a person who takes responsibility for every inch of their life. But if you don't, you'll wake up and repeat the same powerless patterns. And days will bleed into weeks, weeks into months, until you forget you ever had a vision in the first place. That's what happens when you don't act like the person you want to become. You lose that person. They die inside of you. They rot in silence. So stop pretending you have time. Stop pretending you need more of anything. You don't need more motivation. You don't need another podcast. You don't need another piece of advice. You need to get up and start behaving like the version of yourself you've seen in your dreams. That person isn't a fantasy. They are a blueprint. And they're waiting for you to catch up. When you move like the person you want to become, your environment begins to shift. Your standards rise. Your decisions sharpen. Your energy changes. You stop tolerating nonsense. You stop chasing validation. You stop wasting time. You begin to build a life that reflects your potential, not your past. And suddenly the people around you treat you differently. Not because they changed, but because you did. But here's the hard part. It won't feel natural. It won't feel easy. It will feel like a lie. Because your brain is addicted to the old version of you. The small you. The unsure you. The one who stays quiet, stays hidden, stays mediocre. That identity is comfortable, but it's not you anymore. So you have to let it die. You have to bury that version of yourself and never look back. You have to rise with fury, with fire, with total conviction and say, this is who I am now. Not someday. Not when life gets easier. Not when you figure it out. Now. You have to burn your excuses to the ground and become the force you were born to be. This is how transformation happens. Not through talk, not through hope, through action. Ruthless, disciplined, relentless action. And if you do it long enough, one day, the mirror will reflect back a person you barely recognize. A person who commands respect. A person who doesn't flinch under pressure. A person who earns their place in every room they walk into. A person who doesn't just dream of greatness, but lives it. And the world will take notice. They'll call you lucky. They'll say you changed. But you'll know the truth. You didn't change. You returned to who you were meant to be. So get up. Get ruthless, get serious, act like the person you want to become, because your life depends on it, and the clock is ticking. Till the next time, stay strong and live wisely.